Which MacBook should I choose? Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to talk about the new MacBook with the new chip. So there is a new MacBook, a new chip, but the question which everybody might have is which one do I need? And also another one, how much is your budget? So right now, without further introduction, let's get into the video. Before I start talking about which MacBook should you upgrade, let me tell you why you should do it in the first place. So you all know that the older devices, no matter for which brand they are, they stop getting supported after some time. So let's talk about the iPhones, for example. The new iOS 17 is available if you have the iPhone XS or a newer device. So if you have an iPhone 8, 7 or even lower, you should consider upgrading because you won't get the newest updates. And why this might be important, because some apps are made that you need to get the newest update or at least this version of the update so they can work. And after some times for your old phone, these apps won't work. And this is how the companies are making you spend more money again for their products or if you're switching. So everyone should upgrade, but to what their upgrade should be about and how much money should you spend, because we all know that MacBooks are expensive. I don't need to tell you this, you can see it by yourself with the prices online. But is it worth it to spend that much money for a laptop, or you can get not the newest one but still with a decent performance? So this question I'm gonna answer to you right now. So now to the question, which MacBook should I choose? Which Apple Silicon chip? M1, M2 or M3? So the best way for me, how I can answer you this question, is by comparing the three chips. So I have pulled out here some images which I'm gonna show you of apple.com and the comparison between the three chips. So let's see them. First, as you can see, is the quick lock. All of them have 16.2 inches display. They have the M3 Pro and the M3 Max. This is for the 16-inch MacBook. I'm just gonna have to say this. Up to 16-core CPU, up to 14-core GPU for the M3, 12-core CPU, 38-core GPU for the M2, 10-core CPU, and up to 32-core GPU. So as you can see, the performance is not that shockingly changed, and also it's not that big of a difference. Yes, the performance, you will feel it different, but it won't be like something crucial to see, wow, this is so fast, I definitely need to change. So let's see what else they have. And as you can see, it can go up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory, the M3, 96 gigabytes for the M2, and 64 gigabytes for the M1. All of them can go up to 8 terabytes of storage. The M3 and the M2, 22 hours of battery life, 21 for the M1, and all of them have Touch ID. So this is the basic quick look. So when you look at these like this, you say they are almost the same. Why there is another one when the others are doing perfectly good job? Like for the daily tasks, I think that even with M1 you will be fine. It really depends on what you're doing. But if you do a lot of processing and hard intensive, like you're uploading a lot of 8K videos, for example, you want multiple strips and stuff like that, maybe you should upgrade for something a little bit more powerful. But judging from the base quick look, I will say that these are really like almost the same, and even with M1 or maybe M2 you'll be fine and you don't need to upgrade to the newest one. But let's continue our comparison. One of the most important things for people when they're considering should they buy a new device or not, first is the memory and the storage. It really depends on what you keep on your device. For example, on my laptop I keep a lot of files. I do video lectures as well, aka I'm recording my video lectures, and this is why I need a little bit more space, because even though they don't take that much space, well, I have 5 subjects which I screen record. So technically these are like 14 lectures average for each one, and as you can see, this might take some space, so I need a little bit more. Let's see what are the available options for our 3 chips. So as you can see, the memory up to 18 gigabytes for the M3, 16 for the M2, and 16 for the M1. 36 gigabytes with M3 Pro M3 Max with the 14-core CPU, 32 for the M2 and the M1, 48 gigabytes M3 Max with 16-core CPU. They have 96 gigabytes M2 Max with 30-core GPU for the M2, and the M1 doesn't have this option. You can get 64 gigabytes M3 Max with 16-core CPU, 96 gigabytes M3 Max with 14-core CPU, 128 gigabytes M3 Max with the 16-core CPU. And the storage of all the laptops is the same, with one modification that the 8TB solid-state drive is only for M3 Max. So, do you really need 8TB of storage? Personally, I feel like that is way too much for me, but I would like to have one with at least 2TB, because I have 1TB and my disk C is overflowing, so I started cleaning up literally even apps and programs that I used to use like for projects and stuff like that just to get memory. So for me, memory is more important probably than anything else, like even the quality and the performance. Yes, I like a faster laptop, but storage is my ultimate thing that I look for when I'm buying a new device, except for the performance. So comment down below, what is more important for you, the performance or the storage of your device? The last thing that I will compare with these three chips is the display. Personally, I believe it's an important part from a laptop, because after all, if you have a good quality display, you immediately notice it compared to your older one or with a laptop from a different brand. So, as you can see in this picture right here, everything is almost the same between the three chips except one thing. The SDR brightness on the M3 is 600 nits max compared to the 500 nits max on the M2 and the M1. Everything else, when we do this comparison, is exactly the same. So, what this should speak to you, that the M3 updates have nothing to do with the display, they're doing mainly with the performance. So, what this should tell you that if you're looking for a display, a something important for you while you're buying a laptop, you can be comfortably good with the M1, even M2. You don't need to upgrade to the newest and the most expensive MacBook on the market right now. So why this might be important for you? Well, if you care about quality and when you play video games, for example, on your laptops, yes, this will basically be better and will feel better, especially if you're a gamer and a streamer at the same time. Yes, the quality will definitely increase more views, especially if you're a good player, not like me, because I can't play video games at all. But I believe that the display is important, but it really depends on what you're looking on for a laptop. I think that the average person will look for battery life, storage, and how fast it is. That's it, all that people need in a laptop. And of course, if it will be good for their average daily tasks. So let me tell you now from which laptop you should upgrade. Apple has said it on the Scare event, probably every single tech reader has told you, that if you have an Intel MacBook, you should upgrade. But nobody told you exactly why, except that it's faster and the performance is better. So right now, let's do a quick comparison between the M3 MacBook Pro and the 13-inch MacBook Pro with Intel and see what the differences are. So as you can see, except for the Retina display, we have up to Intel Core i7 processor, only 4-core CPU, and Intel Iris Plus graphics for GPU. Next, we have up to 32 gigabytes of memory, only up to 4 terabytes of storage, which is not that much considering that they upgraded only to 8 terabytes, up to 10 hours battery life, which compared to the newest MacBooks with the M chips is not enough, and Touch Bar and the Touch ID. The next thing is the memory. We can get up to 16 and 32 gigabytes options only. The storage is the same except that you can get 8 terabytes. And the display is what has changed everything. We have only 30.3-inch diagonal LED backlit display with IPS technology, Retina display. The pixels are less, 500 nits brightness, white colored True Tone technology. So as you can see, doing this comparison, you can see how poorly looks the MacBook with Intel, even though when it was the newest device, they were so proud of it and say, look how great it is. But I feel like since Apple took in-home their chips and started producing them by themselves, these MacBooks have been a game changer and people started buying them more and more just because that now Apple has everything in their hands and it makes them feel a bit more powerful because they're doing everything alone. And I'm gonna tell you, like everybody else, if you have an Intel, upgrade. The last thing for which I'm gonna talk in today's video is about the price difference. So it turned out that in apple.com you actually save more money compared to other stores. I have already made a video in the past talking about Apple and compare it with premium reseller stores and how scammy they can be. So here I'm gonna pop up a picture. This is a MacBook Pro 16-inch, 1TB, 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, and 48GB of RAM, and it costs $3,999. It seems a lot, right? But wait, because you haven't saw everything. So in a local store, the same capacity of the laptop was the biggest option they have. You can't choose your configurations for your laptop, sadly. And here I'm gonna pop up the picture is how much it costs, more than $5,300. So in fact, you're spending more money buying the exact same device from my country. And I did the research in other Apple stores in France, in UK, in Spain, and it turns out that it still costs more than when you buy it from Apple. I don't know why this difference is so big, like in money, because personally I would like to save this money because they seem a lot, but apparently I can have it from here and I can order from Apple. So maybe I won't spend that much money, or I will find someone who lives in America and can get me the laptop if I ever want to buy it, because it will be cheaper. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you're upgrading from an Intel MacBook, which Apple Silicon chip will you choose, or which will you choose. So as you saw, there are not that big differences between the M1, M2, and the M3. Yes, probably the most or the biggest difference you will notice if you upgrade from M1 to M3. But I'm gonna tell you straight away, if you have M2, there is no reason to upgrade because the differences are so minimalistic that personally I think that's a little bit a waste of money. But if you have to spend them, go on. If you're Apple obsessed, go on. I am, but I just don't have that much money to spend on right now. But that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a big old thumbs up, aka like this video, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so you'll be notified every time when I post new videos. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!